we have our next speaker. Her name is Sanjana Said. She's semester 10 student. She has a very good academic record. She's a promising student. So we'd like to hear from Sanjana. Over to Sanjana.
Thank you, ma'am. So far in my journey in the field of architecture, it has given me an immense pleasure to explore the different opportunities in the field of creativity, designing, and visualizing things in a different aspect. Can you imagine the world without eyes? Just close your eyes for a second or two, imagine how the world would look like. Tough, isn't it? Blindness is one of the curses human generation is facing. Having said that, let me put some light on the issue. Currently, out of 39 million blind people globally, our country, India, projects 13 million blind people, which makes us home to the largest blind population in the world. Now, talking purely about the education facilities that are available for them, in India, we lack a strong foundation in kindergarten and dedicated senior secondary schools for blind and visually impaired. Hence, my project, Kingsway Center for Blind and Visually Impaired, focuses on tackling such and many others. The site is located in GTP Nagar, Delhi, and the area is 6 acres. The site is located near Delhi University area, and as per Master Plan 2021, the site is left for social welfare tasks. This slide indicates the areas such as the entrance fountain, the pergola, which run in the center of the site for the pedestrian movement, outdoor music garden, sculpture garden, play areas, and surface parkings that can accommodate 30 cars. See in the sections provided here, I've shown dark bright colors. This is for the visually impaired so that they can see where they're going. If in case such as if you can see this particular portion, these are all entrances to different classrooms. So this will help them in orienting themselves.
It's amazing work. So I think Sanjana, thanks for presenting this. The different insights for blind people.
So our next speaker is Zair Belgami. I just want to introduce his student. This student, he is our 10th semester student in Oxford School of Architecture. Architecture has always driven him closer to whom that he has always wanted to be. Like it was his inspiration all the time. It has inspired him a lot. I have been his teacher, so that really it enables him. Architecture enables him to define his own space and make it his own. So very few farmers today want their future generations to become farmers, as they don't have the ability to lead a financially stable life with farming as the main source of their income. That is the thing he believes with his choice of topic. So this thesis of his aims to address that by developing a community in rural part of the district. We could actually bring up a platform for these people to showcase their talents and also bring up a farming to a very new level.
I'll start the project by sharing a short video of my project which explains briefly and what it is about. So this thesis aims at the idea of utilizing resources communally, where farmers grow their crops in a more beneficial way to improve food production and benefit from it. Community from a master plan viewpoint to developing educational institutions and a community center with a step well to preserve water. Fight for the survival in this competitive market. So understanding the aspects of community-based living and utilizing these available resources around the site in a communal way, thereby also providing returns to benefit themselves is the main scope of the design. Details for my curtain wall and the slab and wall and the slab details. this is the plan for my and views for my nursery and recreational park. So I differentiated the nursery into three different parts by providing spaces for medicinal plants separately and woody shrubs separately and other flowering plants. So the point of connecting parking and nursery together was to have a better exposure of to buy and take the things.
Our next speaker for the session is S. Namrata. She is also a 8th semester student. Very apt, very diligent in her work. So let us go ahead with her presentation and see what she has in store for us today. Thank you, Namrata. Can you please go ahead?
Semester. Today I'll be speaking about my urban design project, which is multifunctional spaces, an RTO integrated with a bus depot. So to introduce my site, with Bangalore rapidly growing and the population increasing, the major challenges are the land use and the land cover changes. So to build upon this, our study area that was given was Jayanagar. Came to the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis that we arrived in Jayanagar was that Jayanagar is a very well maintained area. There are signals, roads properly maintained. The buildings were all human scaled, humble, and there is a good connectivity to Jayanagar with public transport and sustainable transports like Ogo, Yulu, etc. Bus depot, workshop, and the bus parking base are connected, and the RTO office is separate, but it is connected to the bus depot with a similar canteen. So then at this time, we are all facing this pandemic, and we had to even think of the post-pandemic solutions. There are normal solutions like washing your hand, avoid touching faces, using tissues, maintaining social distances, wearing face mask. But I took a comical approach to this and did this two strip of comic where we need to maintain social distance, and the second one about parking is where when the social distancing distance is moved, the spokes would come out so that you will not cross the threshold limit of distance that is 2 meters. And again, it would sanitize and exit. So
I have a speaker presenting from Atlanta, USA. She is Udiksha Nagaraj Kapini, currently doing her master's in Building Information Systems in Georgia Institute of Technology at Atlanta. She is an architect graduated from RV College of Architecture, Bengaluru last year. At present, working as a graduate assistant at her university in Department of Capital Planning and Space Management. Udiksha will present her paper on architectural technologies in post-pandemic design trends. Over to you, Udiksha. You can go ahead with your presentation.
So, as I was saying, I would be talking about architectural technologies in post-pandemic design trends. So, in how to interact with people, how to interact with built environment, how to interact with nature, all this will be explored in a wide aspect. So, as you see in the map of how the COVID spread changed so drastically, it's very important that we come up with a solution immediately to deal with this widespread pandemic. So this definitely calls for a post-pandemic design revolution, which I believe will be noticed in the near future, and how we will take into account a number of factors while designing, while planning, while executing in how to interact with people, how to interact with built environment, how to interact with nature. All this will be explored in a wide aspect. So as you see in the map of how the COVID spread changed so drastically, it's very important that we come up with a solution immediately to deal with this widespread pandemic. So this definitely calls for a post-pandemic design revolution, which I believe will be noticed in the near future, and how we will take into account a number of factors while designing, while planning, while executing, because of a number of people entering, or if one person might be contracted as positive, then the lockdown system of the entire building could be tracked and mapped from that one single room to the entire complex. Air changes per hour at a fixed rate. And as you know, WHO recently gave out a statement that this virus can also be airborne, and it's also traveling as droplets, as they had mentioned very earlier. So it's very important to have indoor health of the building to represent that it is continually changing its air. So the same air is not being circulated, and hence the ventilation system comes into a very important to have indoor climate health and indoor environments and the enclosed spaces to be looked at in a more important manner to give you a more safe feeling.
I would like to welcome Monica Valase. She has got some wonderful project proposals through her project EcoSpace installation for Institute for Waste Management Studies and Research. Monica, please come up with your explanation of this proposal. Over to you, Monica.
Introduction to the project, I would tell you this project mainly deals with the idea of environmentalism. So that is how best we can make use of our resources and minimize the amount of waste that is generated, because we have a huge population and in the future it's only going to increase. So this means a lot of people requiring a lot of resources and more food, and in the end we are going to have a lot of waste that is generated through this huge population. So how are we going to deal with so here are some interesting facts. India alone produces about 62 million tons of waste. Can you even imagine the scale? It's huge. And this amount of waste is only going to increase to, by 100 times in the next 10 years, that is by 2030. Waste management system is, they are basically storage spaces, or they are, these dark spaces where nothing much happens. It's just that waste is brought in, it's dumped in one place, and then it's going to the landfill. See, are the existing facilities. They are either landfills or they are facilities where waste is recycled. And the ones in yellow are the proposed ones that are proposed by the BBMP. Now, what has happened is after I studied each of these quadrants, I came to the conclusion that the southern part of Bangalore, that is quadrant 3 and 4, they have sufficient facilities existing as well as the proposed one. Main road. So it is the main driveway that you see, which is marked in gray. Then comes the cycling track, which is marked in red. And then comes the footpath. And then there's space for vegetation. So this is through the section through main road. The second one is the section through the bus bays. You see the bus bays on either sides, absorbers. And then coming to the third floor, here we have all the scientist cabins and some classrooms. And here you see this green terrace. So this is accessible from the second floor. And this is the detail of the green roof that you see.
Let us move on to our next speaker for the session, Uzma. She is also our 10th semester student doing thesis. For her, architecture has always been a medium for contribution and creativity, which lets her explore spaces. Interests have always been in performative features and the types of elements that can empower a space with the type of technology. So, Uzma, can we please go ahead with your presentation?
So my topic is basically covering three main hubs, that is the co-working or the office spaces, textile retail spaces, and service apartments. So basically, now that we've come across this post-pandemic situation, co-working spaces will no longer be the same. So would you really mind sharing a table or two when you know that someone might be infected about designing this? So what I have done is I've used this mat building concepts, which basically divides the entire site into grids. Is basically my master plan of through my zoning. How I have come across this is that the grids, wherever it's intersecting, I have my nodes followed by my co-working spaces right here, and I've pushed the yellow ones are basically the residential or the service apartments that I'm providing. Then coming to the site features, basically you can see that my textile hub might have a lot of noise coming in. So how am I going to stop that from affecting my residential areas? Is I've proposed like a park or a green space, which basically acts like a barrier from the noise reaching to my residential, and the residentials also pushed a little bit towards the end to design pods which provide a feeling of staying outside, like you can stay outside. This is basically an inference from my case study where these Google offices have these pods where people could go and spend some time, like take a break. But instead I thought, why not propose something where people can actually use that, sit and work in that, and put it in the design as well. Basically the smart screen, which uses wind turbines to power the facade. So I actually have a model for that. It's a very small thing, just a working model, but it has flaps like these, which service the turbine. So if I move this, I can have the lights go on.
By wind energy.
Yes, by wind.
Yeah, good. Overall, it was really good. Very well worked out presentation. So I should thank your guide also. I think Benny was not.
It was really glad.
Yeah.
Let's move on with our presentation with our next student. His name is PV Bharadwaj. He is our 8th semester student. So let me just introduce about him and then we can go ahead with his presentation. So his topic is the fire station. So the fire station is the need of the day as an emergency service, and it is the most important public utility building in any area. While a museum for firefighters is first of its kind, showcasing the life. So because the laws, techniques, methods and tricks, other interesting facts about firefighters and their life will come to the picture of the normal people. So can we go ahead with the presentation, Bharadwaj?
Something about fire station and a museum for firefighters. So before starting the design, I'd like to talk about the urban area study that we conducted at Jayanagar. A proposal for mixed-use spaces is being introduced, where streets can have commercial spaces in the ground floor, while the floors above could be residential, or the main roads could be commercial and the internal roads could be residential, which helps in controlling the demand for commercial spaces. Talking about the master plan, the major challenge was to make sure that the fire station and the museum has no physical connectivity or a pathway, because one block being completely public space attracting hundreds of visitors per day, and the other space being emergency utility service, which often cannot entertain visitors. Hence, two separate entries without any connectivity have been proposed. The important aspect was to create an efficient driveway for the employees or the workers of the fire station without combining that with the emergency driveway. The Museum for Firefighters is a concept museum showing the evolution of the firefighting equipment from 3rd century BC till date. And the circulation is such that the path will showcase the timeline of the change in firefighting equipment. Include automated sliding doors. This is a concept which is being located they are the exhibit areas. So the exhibit areas are separated as different modules, and each of these modules is connected by automated doors, such that each room has only certain number of users at once. This will help in avoiding huge crowds in one area at the same time.
Okay, Bhardwaj, that was really very well worked out urban design project.
Good work, Bhardwaj. Keep it up. Continue your hard work and effort.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So we have our next speaker. His name is Clinton Chaco. He's a semester 10 student. So about him, he's quite enthusiastic, a very promising student. And while presenting on Central Prison and Correctional Home, he says that the prison should not be just like a punishment center. It has to be more. And everybody should be given a chance. He is a photographer. He loves creating video. And we thank him for all his support to compile and edit all these seminar videos. So over to Clinton now.
We're talking about the need and why I've chosen this topic, and about the thesis question, that is, how can a central prison impact the mental health of a prisoner positively during or after imprisonment? Just think about yourself where you are currently facing that is a lockdown. So this is where I personally have felt how the life of a person who is inside a prison or somewhere, like when you are getting stuck inside a place. So during lockdown, you're all, I think most of my friends is things where you can move around, you're trapped inside a place, you have. So this is where I got this concept called human architecture. It's an architecture, but human architecture, also known as healing architecture. This particular healing architecture or human architecture is like when you design, thinking about in that particular user space where design is people's mind. Then this is a major concept that I said the imprisonment is not is the punishment, not the prison. That's the landscape inside the prison secured area. So even like maximum landing area on the front where you have a waiting area with outdoor session and you have parking, and then you have admin block, staff area, you have children offices, the view to entire site. And also, so these three are like major cells, one on the other side. And then you have a business center, you have three buildings. Yes. So this of you enter the building, you have a like a landscape area, you have a parking area on the side. And since I went there, I was waiting for the permission for almost like 4 or 5 hours. So I thought instead of just waiting inside, why not something like outdoor space where you have like a green area so you can wait outside, and this admin block which is the entrance for the prisoners. At times they tend to go to you're talking about. This is the view for each cell actually. So you have a greenery view instead of having a fence wall or any like a large wall which is happening. All these things are there, but it is the design of constraint in such a way that it is not seen directly. So you say the area design and the signal area is not like a basic signal for everyone.
Oh, very good presentation.
Thank you.
I would like to now invite Sapna Manjunath, 10th semester student of the Oxford School of Architecture, to present her project, Samudra the Oceanarium. She's been a sincere student. I've been teaching her for the past 5 years, and one of the most sincere students, smiling all the way and present it. So Sapna, come up with your smile and present your project, Samudra the Oceanarium.
So today I'll be discussing about my thesis project, which is Samudra, the Oceanarium. Is the first thing you observe when you see the map of India. Like you might observe a lot of things, but one of the first things you observe is that it's a peninsula and it has water surrounded on three sides. So we have the Arabian Sea, we have the Indian Ocean, and we have Bay of Bengal, which tells us that there is a lot of marine species available around us. The aims and objectives. So tourism is not the only objective. We have ecology, education, entertainment, and tourism. As we already discussed in the first slide, it has one of the world's largest peninsulas. It has a lot of perennial water bodies, and we have a very good fauna, which not a lot of us know about. And the reason why marine species and tourism is decreased is because urbanization, progressive development, and pollution has led to the decline in marine species, which leads to the decline in tourism as well as fishery industry. So as you can see the map, India, Kerala, Kodangalur, Methla, and my proposed site. So my site is in Kerala, which is in the Kodangalur district of Thrissur. And it is an island which is spanned over 10 acres of land. And my site is, it comes under CRZ2, which falls under tourism category. If you see around, you see that there are no big buildings around, and it's completely, since it's an island, it has another island next to it, and even that comes under tourism promotion zone. So these places, like it's very aesthetically appealing. Which I proposed in this. The main one is obviously the Oceanarium block, the main Samudra Oceanarium block, and then we have the administrative block, we have the floating restaurant, we have banquet halls and the revolving restaurant, and we have the exhibition pavilion. So these five are the main buildings, and we have other buildings like the kitchen, we have the Chinese fishing nets, we have the adventure sports block, we have the ropeway. So as you see, as you enter, you see the Oceanarium block on the right, and this is your this is a floating restaurant. And as you move forward, you see the Oceanarium block. This is the canal, and you see the revolving restaurant and the banquet halls. In the front, you see the ropeway. And when it has these staggered placements, and when it has glass coming in between, so the sunlight plays a very, like, it gives you very interesting shapes inside. Urbanization, progressive development, and pollution has led to the decline. And by introducing an oceanarium in this area and making it a sustainable project, the above mentioned points would be fulfilled and marine tourism can flourish in India.
Thank you, Sapna. It was really an interesting presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
It was very structured and a lot of potential design features.
Good, Sapna. Keep it up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Participant is Rahul. Rahul is an architecture student of the 8th semester. His interests range from art, technology, gaming, video and photography, among other things. Within my designs, he tries to incorporate concepts from within these spheres to achieve a unique identity to my structures. Over to Rahul.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Rahul. I'm from 8th semester in Tosa. And today I'll be talking about my 8th semester project, which is Pika, Performing Art Through the Eyes of Pandemic.
Despite having so many residents and so many families and different cultures put together, there's a lack of a performing arts center, and this is why I chose it as my example for my post-pandemic design. So the area I've chosen is near Yediur Lake. It's around 5.13 acres. There are the three concepts that I followed for this semester's design. Valhalla and Scandinavian architecture are very closely related. Scandinavian architecture I chose as a concept because it embraces what we need in a post-pandemic situation. So this is the master plan for my site. As you can see, you have the main entry on the RV road, followed by which you have an outdoor amphitheater, a pavilion walk, my main building, and you have parking for up to 150 cars and bikes, and a rear service entry. So from the service entry, you can come to the STP services area, or if there were any goods costumes, for example, to be delivered, they can directly go to the main building and get directly like icon, the first thing that catches your eye when you visit the study. So that main space itself is 22 meters high, the tower in the middle, with your first floor going up to 6 meters and your second floor again going up to 6 structure. On the second view, you can see my cooling tower, which is also its elevator shaft. Third one is your entrance towards the theater. So that will be a counter for booking tickets or for getting snacks, so anything else to take into the theater. So copper can be used for places where there's maximum human contact, for example, door handles or railings, etc. And also alternatives of copper or materials that have a compound of copper in them, such as brass, can also be used for such situations.
Yeah, Rahul, that was very well good study on the current pandemic and how you can use in materials and design. So we have our next speaker. She is Pearl Lobo. She is a promising student of Tosa. She has several achievements to her credit. Briefly, she has won prize in NASA 2019 for a video design competition under Louis Kahn Trophy. It was basically based on Indian heritage. Then she has won prize for designing a memorial for Pulwama attack soldiers in Freedom Park. And she's also a good sports person. She has won a lot of prizes in basketball. So I would like to invite Pearl Lobo to go ahead with her presentation. And her presentation is based on urban center, amalgamation to form identity and community living. And we would love to hear from her. So over to Pearl.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello everyone, I'm Pearl Lobo and I'm an 8th SEM student. So my design that I'm going to talk about today is my 8th semester project, which was the urban center, forming identity and community living all throughout the entire project. So before we start, when we started off this project, we did a very in-depth analysis of the entire Jayanagar space before understanding why we needed an urban center in general. So being one of the busiest commercial hubs of Bangalore, it needed faster revamping of the space. Also, at the same time, the design aims to make it very user-friendly. User-friendly in the sense, when you go to the space, you must be able to access all the needs of the public. The main aim of this master plan was making it so energy conserving that it could tend to its own needs without having to rely on other sources. At the same time, outsourcing its own generated solar energy is what finishes off this structure. All about giving very vernacular touch to it, and followed by these solar panels. These solar panels tend to two things. One is to collect rainwater at the same time, as well as secondly to make sure that people can get a form of shading while they are out in the open. Also, this is the easiest to apply, basically through a lamination process. Then comes the waffle slab, that is for the structural integrity. The waffle slab not only help to span larger distances, that is over here, the columns are at 10 meters spacing between each other, but at the same time making sure that the space is more efficiently used. So all the structural functions come and the structural details, that's be the ducts, the electrical job, everything will be within these spaces. In a world imagined post-pandemic, automation is key.
Just as a feedback, it was really very interesting paper considering the current situation post-pandemic and your design considerations. Very well thought and well presented with clarity.
before starting with the design, let me give you a little information about green buildings. So green buildings, these are the buildings which use all the natural resources efficiently. So nowadays we all go for the concrete structures and all the updated technologies and modernistic buildings. So it's fine to design good looking buildings, but we should, being an architect, we should think of our world also. Being an architect, we should think of our ecology also. Green buildings, they contribute to balancing the biodiversity. They purify the air. They maintain the good atmosphere around the buildings. So there are two types of lime plasters. One is hydraulic, and the other one is non-hydraulic. Non-hydraulic is usually that is a natural one. So that will take a little longer to set. So what we do, we'll add porcelain additives for the mixture, so that the overall time required for setting up of the lime plaster will be reduced. It creates its own biodiversity. It even it itself is a natural heat barrier, and it itself acts as a insulation, sound insulation as well. And one more thing is if the lifespan of your roof, roof without a green patch, is like 10 years, and if you're putting a green roof on top of your roof, it is said that it will increase the lifespan of your usual roof to 3 times. I'll explain the master plan in brief. So this is the master plan. There are two entrance for the site. One is from here, the other one is from here. This is the main service entry, and this is the main entrance. So as soon as you enter, you have three options. One will lead to the main admin block, where all the official booking and other stuff will be happening, and the other one will lead to main guest parking. This is guest plus and parking for staffs as well. And this is the main all the transformers and others. This is the space for all the transformers and other stuff. So this is the main therapy block, full site chalets. So we are talking about this region in the master plan. So these are the arrangement. This is the arrangement of chalets. These are also made by wood frames also, wood frames only.
Yeah, good, Arun. I think you've done so much of green material study, green building. I'm sure.
Good research work, Arun. A lot of research and done extensive material study.
Moving on with our presentations, our next participant for the seminar is Kavya. She is also our 10th semester student. Let me just introduce a brief about her, then we can go ahead with the presentation. So as an architect, she aims to develop the society and provide a good, healthy environment with a positive effect to the world. Society that mental health has equal importance as of physical health, and the institute help people to come out of mental disorders in self-healing process. Kavya, can we go ahead with the presentation? Thank you.
I would like to thank all the teachers for helping me present this project. I am Kavya from 10th Sem. I'm going to speak about my thesis project, Institute of Psychiatric Health. As we all know, the issues of mental health has been a very major issue in this global world, and in present day condition, COVID-19, it's been the utmost requirement of to solve the problem globally. Coming to mental health in cities context, around 40% of cities are prone to higher risk of depression, anxiety, and risk of schizophrenia and other mental disorders. To control and stabilize the emotion of each patient in the institution. And psychotherapy is a session where doctors meet up the patients and to analyze the mental state of that patient. Maharashtra having two main cities, that is Mumbai and Pune. Mumbai is being overcrowded and very stressful in their own city, and the productivity is too much. So people prefer to go outskirts of Mumbai. So I would choose Pune as the better option compared to Mumbai. The master plan is being designed in such a way that there are two axial concentric axis where it divides the public, private, and the semi-public spaces. It leads to the other wards, which are other wards for old age, dividing into child psychiatric center, old age psychiatric center, and for neurological center, and male and female psychiatric centers. It's basically the ground floor is the Ayurvedic center, and the first floor having the meditation center. The meditation area has the feeling of the is being inspired by the Lotus Temple, where and the ground floor is covered by these green plants.
Kavya, you've done a good job studying about the mental status and I think
is architect Rutusha Nagraj, who is an international speaker. About Rutusha, she is our proud Tosa alumni from our first batch who won video gold medal 2017. With the years, she gained interest to explore how nature and architecture engage through this journey. She has a Master of Landscape Architecture plus Environmental Urban Design from Florida International University, USA. She will present paper on hydropolis, a sustainable future through landscape design interventions by water harvesting. Over to Rutusha.
I'm Rutusha and I am a Tosa alumni. I did my bachelor's in architecture and I am doing my master's in landscape architecture from FIU and I recently graduated. So I'm going to be presenting to you Hydrolis, a paper on sustainable future through landscape design interventions by water harvesting. And my paper focuses on the city of Bengaluru. So as we all know, the city faces a major water crisis today, and it is among the first 11 cities to be running out of water soon. And this city stands apart from all the other 11 cities, mainly because it is also known as the city of lakes, meaning that the amount of rain the city gets is enough, but due to rapid population and urbanization, we face a crisis today. The three big solutions for this are collect, cultivate, and celebrate. Collect by connecting and redirecting all water bodies, cultivate by recharging groundwater through various districts, and celebrate by reconnecting people to ecology, water, and culture. And my design approach through this was weaving the social fabric through culture and water. And in this master plan, my main aim was to propose various activities throughout the site that involve people, placemaking, as well as water harvesting strategies through everyday activities. And the circulation focuses on a primary and a secondary circulation within the site and giving specific access to agriculture-related activities, as well as celebration and processional access around the inner portions of the site. And the water harvesting is split into two phases where the collected water is harvested within the site and pumped into the filtration and the pumping stations within the site. And then for the future phase, it is going to be connected with a Kaveri pipeline, which will contribute to the city proposal of the programs that I plan to incorporate within the site, where you can see there's perennial cultivation from one end into programs of mixed use, marketplace, residential, and the pumping station towards the lake, bordered by the riparian buffer, and then goes into terrace farming towards the end.
Thank you, Rutusha. That was an interesting theme on collect, cultivate, and celebrate. I hope the students got good insight and the strategies of water harvesting. So that was really an interesting topic. everybody. So we have a very different paper now, which is about city rhythms, the context of Bangalore. And we are going to have this presentation from Professor Kirti. I will go through her brief profile. She is in Tosa for past 4-5 years. And she is an active member. She has done B.Arch from JIT Belgaum and MArch in Habitat Design from BMSC Bangalore. So, as an architect and habitat designer, she is currently working as a professor in Oxford School of Architecture, and she has previously worked in Dhyan and Sagar institutions, having 9 years of teaching and overall 17 years of work experience. Before that, she has already worked for reputed organizations on commercial projects, institutional projects, residential complexes, and she has also worked with NGO. So currently, principal in charge of Tosa Bangalore. So I welcome Professor Kirti. So let's hear more from her. About the city rhythms.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Professor Kirti Vinay Kumar, an architect, habitat designer, and professor in the Oxford School of Architecture. My title of the paper being City Rhythms, a context of Bangalore. From our day-to-day personal activities, recurring patterns can be identified vaguely. If we can describe such individual routines in terms of time and space, it may become rhythmic in nature. Our urban environment is influenced strongly by the regular going and coming in the cities. Few prominent examples in the context of Bangalore are our Kadlekai Parishe, which is also known as Groundnut Fair, which occurs annually in Baswangudi area, and it is an example of socio-religious rhythms. Similarly, we have Bangalore Karga, which is an example of religious rhythm. The city rhythms act as the tools to understand the various aspects of city life. Therefore, it is our responsibility to maintain and continue their occurrence. Thank you very much.
Professor Kirti, that was different insight into the city activities and how we can relate to the city rhythms and how important it is for any city to identify with its own rhythm. Because through this we can understand the multitude of aspects, different aspects of city life. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, our next speaker is Professor Pranoti Nagraj, who is our design chair and professor, the Oxford School of Architecture, Bangalore, and the director, architect and urban planner, artist and curator. She's a co-founder of multiple award-winning design practice work group, gold medal, and IIA Award 2010, Excellence in Architecture, IIA Appreciation Certificate honor. She has presented seminar papers on vernacular architecture and urban architecture. Honorable Professor Design Chair, Professor Pranoti Nagraj, I welcome you, ma'am, once again.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction, Professor Kirti. So what is an agripolis? According to me, agripolis is going to be a new placemaking which will reflect the cultural ethos of any place. So another objective is this would be designed as an urban form. It would be designed as a prototype or as a symbolic landmark with all essential infrastructure components of various systems which uses energy, water and waste. And this would use performative features, and finally it will become an initiative for smart city concept through architectural design intervention. Disruptive technologies, new business models, they're here to revolutionize the way we look at agriculture. So it's time to change the world through design and entrepreneurial thinking. So smart urban farming as a part of Agripolis could be the answer, and it is the future. It's evident that from artificial intelligence to robotics, the technology innovations, they are helping to manage the epidemic and even the other professions. So even we do have options for smart farming, say remote control through IoT, and even the agriculture is not left behind. They are also using machine learning and artificial intelligence. This is what we understand as placemaking. So that's the conceptual impression how it would be. So this is one of the project where I worked for a thesis project with a student, and we visited the world's first vertical farm in Singapore with Sky Farms. And then the student created models, vertical models as well as horizontal models. So this is not mechanically or controlled. It uses all the natural light and sun. I'm open for questions. Thank you. And this shows the use of mirrors, reflective mirrors, to take advantage of the maximum solar radiation. Sunlight is very important in this. So this is not mechanically or controlled. It uses all the natural light and sun. So I'm open for questions. Thank you.
I would like to thank all the thesis coordinators, right from you to Kirti to Janna, for your extraordinary efforts in especially for this thesis coordination and these lot of work which has been done. And I also appreciate all the students. They've taken up a lot of effort, especially in this pandemic situation. Very good to the few of them have done a very good presentation.
Thank you everyone for making NCSCM 2020 a big successful event. Thank you all the students for participating and presenting your papers on this platform. I'm sure this exposure will be definitely helpful in your future.
Yeah, thank you all. Okay, Rutusha, so how was your experience? You saw so many different speakers. So what do you feel about this?
I think this is a great platform and a great opportunity to learn from one another. And I'm thankful that I got this opportunity to present my understanding and a little project of mine that I worked on. And I was very happy to see everyone's effort for this national conference. So thank you again.
I think this was a great seminar and it was a wonderful opportunity for all the students to showcase their work, and it was great to see a wide variety of topics, and it was definitely informative for everyone. So I'm really thankful for this opportunity.
Thank you, Diksha. And thank you, Rutusha. So, Jensen, what is your opinion about this presentation and the overall experience of this seminar?
So this was a great opportunity for us and other students and who were presented today. So according to me, what I felt was I could see the way how they have designed and their design approach and how they have created their things. And if you're talking about this current pandemic situation, there are a lot of people who have put their design. And when they were designing, this particular thing was happening parallelly. So there are a lot of things we have to put in our mind in our design. It's gonna be like a major change.
So moving on, now I would like to ask Sanjana's guide, who is architect Professor Kavita Kamath. So what is her overall experience handling such a challenging project as a thesis guide? And also I would like to know from her, like, what was her overall experience about the presentation of papers? So over to Kavita.
Thank you, ma'am. I've been in this organization for the past 5 years, every year guiding students. Guiding students one-on-one was always a cherishing experience, and the pandemic put everything out of place. But in spite of this, I would like to thank my students, all the 10th semester students and the 8th semester students who have been very cooperative, doing their work sincerely, submitting their submissions on time, and it was a huge challenge to teach them, but they were very graceful in accepting their mistakes, doing the things to be told to them. And this seminar, the National Conference Seminar of Engineering, Management and Architecture, which was an online platform for the students to present, was an immense success. I would say this so because we could see the kind of work the students have done, the kind of submissions they have done, the presentation they had done, just the choice of topics itself shows the kind of hard work the students have put in, ranging from my students' blind school to an oceanarium, ranging from a waste management center to a vertical farm, from a bus stop to a terminus, to a wide range of projects. In spite of this kind of pandemic, presented on this seminar shows it to be a huge success. I think we should do more of this often and continue with this good work. Thanks, ma'am.
So, Sanjana, can you tell us some experience about the NCSCM platform? How it has inspired you to work better?
Yes, ma'am.
And explore.
So the webinar has helped in bringing together students and professors from all around on an equal footing with interactive sessions. No doubt helps students like me to broaden their skills as well as understanding of their field of interest. The experience has been quite useful in engaging the listeners through live presentations and interactive multimedia. All this was possible due to our teachers and student coordinators. So I would like to really thank them for this experience.
Sapna, can you please tell your experiences, how you like presenting your project on NCSCM? What kind of exposure have you got while presenting your project here?
Ma'am, this was a very good opportunity because till date, whenever we used to present our jury, it used to be just within our classmates and our teachers. But because of NCSM 2020, I got an opportunity to actually discuss with my juniors and, a lot of other people from various colleges. So I expect on getting a good review, and I expect on getting a good input from others as well. So it has been a really great platform for me to share my project, and it was very interesting, ma'am. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, and it was really interesting. I hope I get more chances in future in the similar way. Thank you.
That was indeed a very good presentation, Monica. Thank you so much. Now, can you please share your experiences on NCSCM? How did you find it very good exploring way for yourself to present your things here?
Okay, firstly, I'd like to thank the management and the faculties for arranging such a platform platform in these testing times. It's really hard to conduct one such event on an online platform. So thank you all of you for putting in so much effort. And this has been a great platform because I've got a huger audience to share my work with. All these days, it used to be a small circle of only our architecture batchmates, but now with a lot of people, this has been a very interactive session and very helpful for me to, upgrade my skills and knowledge. Thank you.
May I ask our Professor Architect Anupa to share her views on NCSCM? How did she find it for students and teachers as a good platform for sharing their knowledge with each other? Can you tell us something about it, Anupa?
Yeah, NCSM was a very good experience. So I think we should conduct more seminars like this. So these kind of seminars conducting among students is a very good habit, and this will also help them to gain more knowledge on any particular seminar topic, and these also convey ideas to their friends and teachers, their own ideas. So, and this will also start helping them to think about new things which they think that could be implemented practically. And their oral communication skills, that also gets increased. It also gives them lot of motivation and confidence, and it's like an exposure to experimental learning in addition to the usual curriculum which we have conducting seminars. This will help them gain their communication skills, and this will also help them to interact with new people who come to present their own topics and papers, and this will be helpful for them in their later life also. So I feel we should conduct more seminars like this in future, and hats off to all the coordinators and the participants also.
Thank you, all. Our students have participated and presented the papers with full spirit. I'm sure this NCSCM platform will definitely help them in their future. I wish all the best in their future. Now we have shortlisted 3 best papers out of 13 entries. First best paper goes to Sanjana Sayed. Second best paper, Monica Valse. Third one would be Sapna Manjunath. I congratulate to all the winners. All the best.
Yeah. So congratulations. Actually, it is not 1 to first, second, third. Actually, you all got the same appreciation from all.
Actually, as Pranoti ma'am has said, everybody has done such a brilliant job in doing such a big research thing along with their guides. So it's a big congratulations to the guides also. In such a pandemic time, also doing such a deep work, research work, exploring things, and coming up with such brilliant presentation techniques. So this is a big thing, coming together and doing such a nice work. So for NCSCM, it is a big thing because students are coming together here and presenting their ideas. So we are also getting a nice platform for getting to know all these things together. So their projects also have been chosen such wisely because it provided them a nice stream to explore. As blind school, all the details and all will be there. Lots of details will be there on which you have to work. So the scope of work was very different for all 3 projects. Even for Oceanarium, it was such an interesting topic that I really enjoyed through the presentation. So big work from Sapna, because that was such a different topic that we never thought would be worked out so well. Coming up to eco space, the green walls and all, how Monica has worked out. In such a time, we all need green buildings and buildings sustaining on their own, where the green walls are providing proved to be energy efficient and also provide energy generation for the buildings. So that was such nice selection of the topics, and also the study of the students along with their guides was a very nice work. So I'm really happy with their works, and a big congratulations to them again, and best of luck for their future in their professional life.